I think we can all agree that success is a result of compounded habits and no one really becomes rich overnight. In fact, there was a survey that was taken which showed that about 79% of millionaires were self-made, which is why I think it's helpful to study the successful people, because the more you know, the more you're able to take action. I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 4 a.m. in order to be productive or to be successful, because you could wake up at 4 a.m. and still waste your time and your day if you do not have good time management skills. One of the most effective ways to build wealth is to study those who have been able to build wealth and to be able to learn from those who have done it, since we all can't get mentors. Luckily, it's a good thing the internet exists. You can simply use Google to find out how to be a millionaire or the millionaire habits, or you can just watch this video. These habits have a correlation to a significant increase in income. It's possible for you to find wealth. Okay, first habit, make a habit of writing things down. One thing we humans are good at is underestimating what our brain can do, but also at the same time overestimating what our brain can do. Trying to remember 1,000 things to do for the present, the past, and the future will not be the most effective way to get things done. Eventually, the system becomes slower. The solution to this is to write your thoughts down. Write down your ideas, what you have to do for the day, your goals, etc. Doing this will not only help you remain organized, but will help you with motivation and being able to prioritize. This will also help with clarity of thoughts, as you will also be able to expand the points later, and you'll be able to understand the direction you're supposed to be heading in. Remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You can use your notes app, sticky notes, or anything. Focus on producing more than consuming. In simpler, less fancier words, procrastinate less and make sure you are putting more time into your goal. When there isn't a set deadline for something, it becomes easier to always put it on the back burner. And this is most common when the task at hand brings about some uncertainty or anxiety. It's not likely you will be very successful if you spend 80% of your time being unproductive and the rest doing work. Remember, your efforts compound. If you improve by 1% a day, you're 1% closer to your goal. You can't expect to be rich or develop skills in that way. Remember, consistency is important. There should be a balance on the entertainment you consume in your free time, but majority of the time should be spent building skills which are valuable to the world and increasing your human capital. This is mostly important if you want to achieve financial freedom at an earlier age, or also want to retire at an earlier age. You can use your freedom to relax and do more of the things that entertain you then. This is a sacrifice you must take for your future self. Be honest with yourself. Based on your habits right now, do you see yourself being successful in the future? Comment down below your answer and habits you have or plan to adopt for your future self. It's also a good idea to take a step back once in a while to make sure you are going in the right direction and creative ideas are still flowing, as constantly being on the go mode can lead to burnout and unproductivity. This could be by taking long walks or meditating, working in different spaces, or any way you see fit. Block scheduling. This habit is sort of a continuation of the previous point, which is basically planning your day and having a to-do list for the week or for the day, whatever your preference is. Personally, I prefer having a monthly to-do list and then making a daily one, incorporating what I have to do. This is effective as you will be more focused, as you know what you have to take on. You won't be waking up blindly going with the wind. This gives you control over your time, and this is also a great way to manage your time, which increases productivity. Elon Musk block schedules his day by 5-minute increments for serious productivity. Now, you don't have to be as dramatic, but you can schedule what you will do for each hour or after every 2 hours, depending on how many things you have to do. This is a great way to track your time. It also helps to have a routine, as this will help with discipline. A lot of us struggled with moving everything online because we lacked the discipline. that our work or our school environment provided us with. You can start small with planning and then get more specific. You don't have to schedule when you are going to poop or go crazy like that, but this can be included in the planning. When you will wake up, what time you will wake up, work time, and leisure time. Associate yourself with goal-driven people and not just rich people. I felt it was important to add not just rich people because sometimes trust fund babies who have everything may not be that helpful to you. You must not only focus on choosing the right people from a financial standpoint, but also surround yourself with the right people and right surrounding. Now, this might not always be easy, especially if you're young or you can't just pick up and leave. In this case, what you should do is try to limit the time you spend with those people who have no interest in bettering themselves. Those who would not mind staying in one place forever and do not have future goals are the people that you should avoid. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. If you hang out with bums, no offense to the bums, you will become a bum yourself. When you are aware of these types of people in your life, you can try to avoid their habits. When you learn from other people who are also moving themselves upwards, you will have access to more opportunities. Expanding your circle also leads to having a different mindset and being exposed to different ways to succeed. Stay away from negativity because it blinds you and you won't see the opportunity for change, which won't change your opportunities. If you can't physically get out of it, read personal development books, watch YouTube to change your mindset, and get alternative mindset. The thing is, many people also think it's acceptable to keep up with the Joneses and basically working to keep up with the lifestyle. This is why they don't get richer when their income increases, because their expenses have also increased. If you want to become richer and increase your wealth, realize that if you keep your expenses lower, you will have more available cash to invest in the future to become richer in the long run and become millionaires, or to save for a rainy day. Live below your means. Many people fall into the trap of increasing their spending when their income increases, myself being included in the many. It takes discipline to not decide to treat yourself, but you have to realize that your financial situation will constantly not be improving, and you will be enslaved to a job trading your time for money. It starts out small by treating yourself to a chocolate when you receive your first salary, to buying a bigger house and a bigger car when you get a proper salary, and then you find yourself trapped in the cycle of what they call the rat race. Millionaires also have the habit of buying more assets than liability at first. They know what the difference between an asset and the difference between a liability is. Set high goals and have a future vision. Millionaires do not sell themselves short and are not scared to set high goals in their life for the future. In order to set goals correctly and to not get overwhelmed, I'm sure there's an acronym we all know, SMART. This means your goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Even if you don't reach these goals, it's very likely you will at least reach close to it. Setting goals also helps you to become more focused and to know what you need to work for. When you are aware of your goals and what you have to work for, especially if it's something that is meaningful to you, the chances of you procrastinating will be less and you'll be more motivated to get up to try and achieve those goals. Take calculated risk. I think one of the best ways to start taking control of your financial future is to start when you are young. And I say this because you can afford to take more risks since you are most likely to not have many responsibilities or bills. You can afford to lose more money because you do not have rent due next week. The only thing you might miss is a McDonald's burger. However, if you pass that young stage and you're now trying to better your life, depending on your risk appetite, you should take calculated risks to set yourself up for success. Remember, high risk, high reward. Low risk, usually low reward, and almost everything in life has a risk. Starting a business is a risk. You have to invest capital and you have no guarantee you'll be successful. Even starting a YouTube channel is a risk as you are investing your time, sometimes even money to achieve your goals. Getting a qualification because you pay for university is also a risk. as you have no guarantee you will get a job in the future. You will have to do something to achieve a return. Learn to embrace failure. Think of failure as a teacher. Learn from failure, and as Nike said, just do it. I would rather live with failure than regret, because I would have learned a lesson from it, which would have made me stronger at the end of the day, than to live with regret. Fail, take the lesson, and move on. There's so much information out there that you can easily research the mistakes people made when they started something. You can easily search mistakes I made when I was starting my clothing business, mistakes I made when I started my YouTube channel. This will further prepare you and help you minimize your failures. You've got to try, because failure is an opportunity to improve. Because if you don't try, you've failed already and you have not learned anything. Of course, this requires a mindset shift, but it's more important to be excited about the possibility of success rather than the possibility of failure. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure to like and subscribe.